How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Ternowski. With me today, we've got Rob O'Brien from Dying in Designer on the show. Rob, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. How you
Oh,
doing?
I'm doing swell. It is my Friday, so I'm excited to relax for a few days, to chill, maybe play some video games. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah, sounds like a splendid time.
Maybe cut the lawn, adult things too.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So, but no one wants to hear about my normal mundane things. They want to hear your stuff. So, you released your latest singles, Endgame, LimeWire, Evil Eyes, Desiree. Is that it, or is it
Yeah,
Desire?
Desiree, yeah.
Desiree. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Ahead of your new album, LimeWire, which is set to release on October 10th. How the response has been for the singles and what can fans expect from the album?
Yeah, it's been awesome. From the very beginning, just starting the whole Dying Designer project, I always knew I wanted to go heavier,
Okay.
but to go heavier, you need a band and the right people involved. So I kind of just started it as like this DIY
Yeah.
project to express what I was going through. So it's been really awesome to be able to finally get the vision where I wanted to take it,
Mm-hmm.
and just dropping the singles and people being excited about them. And the response has been awesome, and it's been cool to see you know, the evolution and like the fans getting to appreciate and see like a different side of me. But
Yeah.
excited, and this album kind of shapes it all together, and it's going to make so much more sense on the 10th. But the response been great. People have been excited, and it's streaming well, so pumped on that. We always want our art heard, so it's
Mm-hmm.
really cool that it's starting to get heard.
Hell yeah. As you kind of brought up that, this isn't how you started because in 2018 it was more like emo rap, and then you did kind of start experimenting with more, like pop punk. You kind of
Yeah.
moved more into pop punk. Um, how did that like progression really kind of develop? When were you deciding? When did you decide like, okay, I'm gonna do this instead, or I'm gonna do this now?
Yeah, no, for sure. So when I started, it was kind of just an idea. I was living in LA at the time, and I was like, man, I want to like put this together. So I just started doing it by myself. And then, I came back to Chicago because I was like, man, I don't want to keep burning money and rent down here. Like, I
It makes
want to put
sense.
this stuff together. So I came back to Chicago and started hanging out with one of my old bandmates, Steve, and I had some stuff I already wrote, so I kind of showed him things, and he was like, "Yo, this is sick." And then we got a guitarist and a producer involved, and we kind of just built it out from the ground up. And the guitarist that was working on this stuff, was pop punk kid, through and through, and like I grew up on pop punk, so I hate the stereotype that like I was always called like emo rap, emo rapper. Like if you listen to this stuff, it's all melodies. There's
Sure.
no rapping, I mean, it's like melodies and heartfelt stuff. So
Hmm.
I always had that like emo rap, it's emo rap, but I'm like, it's more than that just because it's like, there's trap drums and things like that. I think people have that, you know, categorize me in that,
Hmm.
box. But so, as I was releasing these songs and, signed with the label at the time, working with different producers, and like real studios, not just Pro Tools in a bedroom with,
Right.
monitors and, things like that. And just what we were writing just came out like kind of full band stuff, like the song Imprint. Zach Touche produced that, and he, full on studio, and we kind of just built the song out like as a band would build it out.
Hmm.
So I think, it was always there. I've worked with a lot of just different people, when in that, chapter and era. But the pop punk stuff, it's always been, I played in pop punk bands when I was a kid and things like that. I just think it started coming more to life. Like my first Hopeless single was a song called Devil's Calling. It's like pop punk melodies. It's like,
Sure.
so it's always been there. It's just maybe the productional side has kind of increased.
Well, and it's just, it like the melodies and things are there, but like the background, the instrumentals and stuff, those changed, those evolved and
Yeah.
into, which could people, I think that's where more along the lines of where you were placed within genres, would be part of like the instrumentally and uh how that was
Yeah.
perceived.
No, definitely. I think it was just, kind of interesting being able to like make something. It was like a different, because like people didn't really, it was like full on band stuff. And they're like,
Yeah.
wait, this is like, it's like a little more stripped down, you know?
Hmm.
It's kind of like, it was really cool to be able to, make that album and touch a lot of people with it and help people through it. Like someone just DM me today and they got a tattoo of my logo and they're
That's
like,
sick.
man, 2019, 2020, this song like saved my life. Like,
Hell
thank you.
yeah.
So it was cool. It was really meant for like the time of me doing that. And then
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just been constantly always evolving. I've never just wanted to be here. Like, this is me. And this is like, I like challenging myself. I like
Hmm.
taking risks. I've always been a risk taker. So,
Yeah.
uh, starting to see that a lot more, kind of leaning into it.
Absolutely. So with the new album LimeWire, you're releasing it through your own label. How
Yeah,
how'd that come about? Like what made you decide to go that route or
for sure. So kind of just like I was signed with the label and then, label issues as, many,
yeah,
many bands or artists kind of deal with. And
totally.
COVID was a weird time. So, got out of the deal, released songs. They did really well. People were excited. And then like I was just going really broke and
Yeah.
I had like no money. And I was like, man, I had a girlfriend at the time. I'm like, I'm gonna lose her if I like I can't just be like this broke, artist just like hoping. So I started a business and then, put a lot of time and energy and now it's like a, awesome business that, is running really well and I got great employees. But then I was able to step back fully into it once I got that thing running. So I took a little hiatus for like 3 years.
Hmm.
And then I, dove back into putting together everything that I wanted to hear. So I made Nobody's Happy Too was like stuff in the process, of like I was working towards that before like the label issue, and then when I was out, I was working on things for that, and then took that little hiatus, and then it's all this stuff that like when I, you know, had time, from not being so involved in my business, so it was like mixing in the heavier stuff, mixing in full instruments and like making it feel bigger to kind of introduce things because I didn't want to just come and drop like if I can't Nobody's Happy to LimeWire, people would be like it'd be too big of a shift. So that Nobody's Happy to is such a pivotal
Yeah.
album so people can understand where it's going. So I dropped singles, and that was perceived well, and started working on this whole LimeWire heavier, big polished, big sound, and yeah, releasing it through just like my own label. Um, Shopped it, got some offers, things like that, but nothing that felt right. I wanted to take a chance on myself and like the
Hmm.
band and the new sound, because like the world hasn't heard it, and I wanted to, you know, take a shot on myself. I didn't want
Yeah.
to just settle for something because, oh, that looks good and this can help. And I wanted to see what we could do on our own. So, um, yeah, that was just kind of the mindset with it. I mean, so that's kind of what we're doing.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, good luck. Is I hope for nothing but big things with that because it's tough putting out an independent record, man. It's like it just I mean in general that's what everybody's doing, that's the
Yeah.
route to go, you know.
Oh, it's
Uh
it's it's so hard and like, I don't think it's for everyone.
yeah.
You got to have, you're taking a big risk, you don't
Yeah.
have someone to fall back on. So it's like, the budgets, the marketing, the,
Hmm.
mixing, the mastering, like any of that. Like you have to strategically do it properly.
Yeah.
because you know what I mean. You can spend money in the wrong places. So it's challenged me, and I've learned a lot from it, and it's getting reached, and it's cool to see, you know, that it's streaming well, and it's cool to see that people are reacting to it. So it like makes me feel really good, and then like being indie and getting in all these playlists, like Spotify playlists, like no one knows if they're ever getting in them. So it's like
Right.
you'll just be, I'll drop a song, you know, say like I drop a song on Thursday and they always update the playlist Friday, but 11
Yep.
o'clock New York time. So it'd be 12 o'clock New York time. So it'd be 11 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
So I'd just be sitting in like my
So
bed
pumped.
after like the song releases. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're in one. We're in one.
Hell yeah.
And no one did it but the music. You know what I mean? There was no one
Yeah.
being paid or there was no, you know,
Hmm.
nothing. It was literally just the music did it. So it's
Yeah.
cool that capable of doing it on your own because I know like a lot of artists sign for the playlisting side and the things like that, but you're capable to do it on your own. If the
Yeah.
music's good and you have a good, you know, marketing plan and you're creative with your visuals, um, and you believe in your stuff, like, you know, the universe is like kind of pulling the strings. So it's like you gotta like you kind of gotta like manifest and just believe in it. And it like that's the coolest thing to be able to get in playlists as an indie, no label,
Yeah.
nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's there's 100 spots in a playlist that everyone's fighting for, so it feels cool.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's is shooting for that golden playlist spot, you know. It's tough to get on them. So congrats on making those. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's been good for the self-esteem. You know, it's
oh
like we're
yeah,
doing something right. You know what I
we're
mean?
doing it.
It keeps you you're like, okay, cool, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely a boost, you know. You had mentioned, you know, a little bit ago that somebody, you know, had gotten a tattoo of your music or, you know, a tattoo of your logo. And, you know, and people message you about like your music. And I know that in other interviews you talked about like that you wanted like music was there for you, so you want to be able to be there the
Yeah.
same way for other people. Um, you had said that like in 2018 it was like one of, you know, the hardest years of your life. What like kind of what changed as you were moving through that, and how did it shape your decision to like pour everything into expressing yourself through this musical project?
Yeah, definitely. So like life's interesting, right? Like
Yeah.
when you it's like comes in like periods and like phases and like you only are like say 25 one time. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? 20 you like
Yeah.
as you grow up and you learn things and you encounter different difficulties and you find the beauty through them or you learn more about yourself, you know?
Hmm.
Um, so much changes. Like when I came up and I was signed and I was releasing that the Nobody's Happy album, like you know they say like if I knew what I knew now then, like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's crazy what growth is. And like I was a young kid. Like I was literally like young, you know, and
Yeah.
it was like crazy to see. Like I you think you know things, but you don't know things until like you really go through life. So
Yeah.
like but also going backwards, like when I was a little kid and stuff was tough, I would pop in Slipknot or I would pop in Linkin Park or Papa Roach or, you know, whatever. When I was feeling stuff and like being, you know, I was always the rocker kid or emo kid or whatever the heck you want to call me. Like I was always like music first. You know, still played sports and, you know, did things like that and did regular stuff. But like the way I look, like us, we were always viewed differently. People
Yeah.
looked down upon us. People thought we were like devil worshippers or like depressed or this and that. Like that was
Yeah.
the place of like safety for us, as you
Hmm.
know, other things are other safeties for others. So like music was a very big outlet for me. And you know, when I was a child, you know, young kid, my room was in the basement, so I would just freaking blow up my computer, my family's computer with like downloads from LimeWire, and
Yeah.
I was just, dude, I was finding some of the coolest stuff in the world. So
Oh
it
yeah.
like brought me back to my childhood because I've been going through EMDR therapy, which is like trauma-based stuff, and like basically facing traumas and being able to like, you know, learn and like
Hmm.
not let them define you.
Right.
So like going through that, which is really weird, there's this like light that goes back and forth, and it was a green light. And as I'm like reliving a lot of this stuff, it just like all weirdly clicked inside. So when I went to make LimeWire, I was like, man, I really want to touch like what I felt in the journey of like how to get here, like where I'm at now, and like what
Yeah.
I've been through, you know. So it's like all the way from, you know, adolescence to now, and it's like it's very impactful. And like I think my music prior was really sad,
Hmm.
because I was in a really sad place, like really hardship, you know, girlfriend at the time, and it was like a lot of back and forth. And like that's what I thought. I thought that was the worst time of my life. That
Right.
wasn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was like, to me it was.
Hmm.
To me it was. And from all that, like learned, but taking time and working on myself, and like this LimeWire album is going to be so special because it's like back then I was like sad. Now I'm like I faced it all. So it's like instead of being, you know, I can't be sadder than the listener. You know, I wanted to be like a source of power. You know, like I'm in the gym
Yeah.
every single day, and I'm, you know, motivated, and I thinking clearly, and I'm working on myself. So it's kind of like that. It's like facing your traumas and, you know, hardship, but overcoming them and not letting them define you.
Totally. So when you're writing songs, that touch on, suicidal thoughts or just dark places in general, how do you take care of yourself emotionally and mentally so that, that creating process doesn't re-traumatize?
Yeah, so like back then, when I was
Anytime.
healing,
Yeah.
back when I was making Nobody's Happy, like I didn't have healthy outlets. My outlets were me and my buddy Steve would drink a bunch of booze together and write songs. Like
Sure.
music was my outlet. Like that was like therapeutic, and like that was my escape, and that was like keeping me kind of on this planet and like moving towards something.
Hmm.
So it's like, you know, thank God for music, because I'm sure like even listeners, music, like things have saved people from like, you know, doing the wrong thing or, you know, hurting themselves or whatever. Music was there to be able to help them. So you know, like now there's like therapy, and there's like the gym, and they're spending like quality time, and like realizing that you have people who love you. And as I've gotten older, you know, you try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt when you're younger, but like as you get older, you focus on like really putting your energy is so important, and it's putting your energy and your time and your love, you know, into those that love you and you can count on, opposed to just trying to spread your love everywhere. And it's like you still can, but like
Hmm.
not letting it defeat you, like focusing on what's important, you know, tackling your goals every single day, like working to be a better person instead of just like making excuses and, you know, saying like I can, or this is just how I am. Like you can fix anything, you can be anything you want to be if you put your mind to it and you have, you know, like a good headspace. So headspace is everything, mind, soul, body. And it's just, you know, having a game plan of where you're going and what you want. You know, you can't be hopeless or lost in this world.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to get out of that mindset, but if as long as you're dedicated and you want to, like that's the thing is nobody can make you. You have to want it. You got to want to do that. Get out of
Yeah.
there.
So I'm hoping this new album um, brings a source of like getting people, because it's easier said than done. Like you don't know
Yeah.
anyone's stories or what like people are going through or how much hurt. But I'm hoping this album can help, you know, give them a push in the right directions. Like it's okay, like I'm in this with you.
Hmm.
Because it's still very heartfelt, you know, deep stuff, but it's more a source of like getting to the meaning and, you know, um, not letting it define you or not letting it break you down.
Totally. So speaking of LimeWire though, I was just thinking about this. Do you have any like notable like things that like songs, artists or anything that you downloaded that like have stuck with you?
Yeah, man, LimeWire was cool because like nowadays, like marketing's like it's like such a digital like
Yeah.
world where it's like TikToks and Instagrams, and it's like, you know what I mean? And there's so
Hmm.
much music being pushed out is like like people aren't dissecting albums anymore. It's kind of like a single driven kind of like very fast paced kind of world it feels like.
Hmm.
But like with LimeWire when I was a kid, like you would just look up bands or you would try to download like a Papa Roach song and it would be like Amberlin. And it
Hmm.
was like a way bands were marketing themselves, or it would be like, you know, you download Silverstein, but actually it's this other emo post-hardcore band, and you're like, yo, these guys are cool. Then you're looking into them. Then
Yep.
you're down instead of just downloading a song, then you're downloading all their shit.
Hmm.
And it was weird because like you were illegally pirating it, and it like you felt like it was yours, so you wanted more.
Yeah.
You're like boom, boom, boom. So like when the iPod's around, it was loaded.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I would have songs and albums of every freaking band and like
Hmm.
multiple albums. Like there'd be like every every Atreyu song. So you're
Yeah.
like listening to different things opposed to like nowadays like it's like your top 10 on Spotify is what people really listen to. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like there's beauty in being able to like have something and discover it and listen to it and like appreciate it.
Totally.
So
So,
that was the cool side of it all. Like I
oh
missed
yeah.
that kind of time, and I'm hoping this album, once people pick it up, they're not gonna want to put it down. Like they're gonna give that whole album like front to back, and then they're gonna be like feeling light and like, oh my gosh, like I feel refreshed,
Yeah.
you know?
I had those same experiences, except mine, like I didn't use LimeWire so much. I was a Napster guy, I but I remember getting um finding Forever the Sickest Kids on
Oh yeah,
Napster,
oh yeah.
like way before their album came out. And like would find demos and all of these sort of stuff.
Oh, demos were in that stuff
It
too.
was so cool. Like there was like you felt like special because you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I love how this sounds. And then like the album would come out and you'd be like, where's this song? Why isn't this song on here?
Yeah, it was cool. There was this song, now that you brought that up, there was this song. I don't remember the band name, and I tried looking it up a while ago, but it was called Loose Lips Sink Ships.
Hmm.
And it was just a random one I discovered. And it was like this kind of like post-hardcore emo kind of song, but it was like the emotionalness on the vocals were so good. And it wasn't like a super high quality studio recording,
Hmm.
and it was like such an important song to me. And I remember listening to that song like probably thousands of times. And I remember showing my friend Tom at the time this song, and then like he would play it, and it was like, crazy.
Uh man, that sounds so familiar though. Like,
You know what it was like it was this pocketed like emo post-hardcore song, and it was really freaking good. And I'd have to find it, but it was like a weird, they weren't like a big band or anything. You know what I mean? It was like a demoed quality song, but it was so important to me.
hmm
But it's like
uh
you're and then like everything changed, and then like all the stuff we had on our iPods are gone. Like my buddy Steve, like we used it in the upcoming video. He had his iPod over, and I was just looking through all the music he had on. I'm like, dude, there's so many like gems. He's like, I will never get rid of this. I plug this into my truck, and you know what I mean?
was it a change of pace?
No, it wasn't a
No.
change of pace. It was
Dang.
like even like deeper dive. I'd have to look.
Even deeper dive. Okay. Well, all right. I'm done looking. I won't sit and look. But
I'll
like it
I'll I'll
sounds
try I'll try and find it. But when I looked recently, like a couple months ago, I couldn't find it.
it sounds so familiar though. I'm like, oh my gosh, what
It
is
had
that?
this like hate to bring the band up because like lead singer's a shithead, but it kind of had this brand new vibe to it. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But like
yeah.
post-hardcore. You know?
Okay. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna like you find it, you let me know.
I got you.
I'm gonna
If I
look.
find it, I'll shoot you shoot you your way.
All right. So, speaking of, bands back then, before, Dying and Designer, you're in a few bands, most notably like Victory at All Costs and I Killed Everyone, which is like
That's crazy you know
Death
that.
like death metal, you know?
That's
Uh
crazy you know that.
yeah. So what
You
made
be
you
doing your deep
like
deep dives.
I I did I try my best. I try my best. So what what made you so when you were done with like, death metal, so what made you go from like that to like initially, to starting like, your quote unquote like emo rap? Like how was
Yeah.
that transition?
Yeah, so funny you asked. One of my best friends, on this earth, his name's Steve. I
Yeah.
started a band with Steve. Steve ended up kicking me out, like,
What a jerk.
probably about a year in, and it was like the MySpace days. So like
Yeah.
we recorded an EP, and
Hmm.
like uh it was really fun at the time, and we were playing a bunch of shows, and it was kind of like deathcore, hardcore, and it was pretty fun, and we were young, and we probably had, I don't know, 6 to 10 shows under our belt, and member changes and had, new people, and we were feeling confident about it, and then, with all the new member changes, I ended up getting the can, I guess, and then me and Steve didn't talk, and then I killed everyone and found out, and they're like, hey, our vocalist like isn't doesn't want to do music anymore. So then I came in and stepped in for a couple months, played some shows with them. But kind of doing that and just like the band aspect when you have so many opinions and so many like at the
Yeah.
time we're all young kids, so like no one knows how to be an adult, or like handle things in that manner. So it's
Hmm.
like kind of like just weird, tension and stuff. So it's like tough being
Yeah.
in a band, like creative indifferences and things like that. So I was
Hmm.
like, I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm gonna find a way to make it happen, and it was like that was kind of the mindset is like doing it myself and I'll figure out as I go. So it's like now doing that and it's like kind of funny going back and like looking at your childhood and all this stuff and then seeing where it is now. It's like that's, you can have anything you want just because, a situation or, being young or this and that doesn't mean like as you learn and you grow, you're gonna find an opportunity to still do it if you love it. But yeah, still my really good friend to this day and so we just wrote a song Friday together, just like hanging out and that was fun and yeah, I sent him a bunch of the demos and stuff, and like I just added a new guitarist to the project. His name is Jeremy Carroll. Jeremy Carroll. He came from like Oceano, Warhound, stuff like
Nice.
that. He came in a couple months ago, and it was funny because like me and Steve went to like a Throne show, and we were, at my house sitting here drinking, just talking, playing music, and we were just kind of talking about things. And he's like, we used to play shows with Jeremy and yada yada. He's like, you should hit up Jeremy and like you guys should just write. And I hit Jeremy up, and then Jeremy, we write one session, and Jeremy's like, so like, yo, I want in. He's like, this project like is sick. So yeah, kind of interesting how it all goes.
Totally. So you brought this up also a little bit. A lot of my questions you've preemptively like hit on notes of them. So, but what bands or artists made you want to like not only inspired you, but like made you want to be like, oh, fuck yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I want to do that.
Yeah, okay. We'll get deep.
Let's get deep.
So I remember seeing um damn, trying to go like super deep because music's always been so important. But like my mom
Yeah,
would always play like Nirvana or Alice in Chains and
yeah.
stuff like that in the car. But like I had a babysitter at the time and her son was named Bobby and he like MTV was always on and he was
Hmm.
the type of kid who had he was a bit older than me, but his room was filled up with like Slipknot posters and porn and like things like that. But like when I was downloading music. Um, I think this is actually maybe before downloading music, but like I remember seeing like Slipknot. I'm like, this is insane. And like
Hmm.
Corey Taylor's nuts, or like seeing Blink, like
Hmm.
just how like much like they were just funny and like Tom was the man and
Hmm.
Mark was the man and Travis was like the whole band, like Travis was the man. They were just like so cool.
Yeah.
And I think, guys like that. And then Chester from Linkin Park, rest in peace.
Hmm.
He just did it different. He had a different attitude, demeanor, like energy. Like uh Chester was a really big one. You get Corey Taylor from Slipknot, Jonathan Davis. He was
Yeah.
amazing. Like just like seeing Corn and they're in the freaking Adidas, tracksuits and they're just slumped down. They're
Oh
like
yeah.
you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
yo, that's fucking cool. So like shit
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Uh, it's just like when it becomes fascinating, you're like, okay, like this is fucking so cool. Or like Deftones even. Like
Yeah.
Deftones is now getting so damn massive, but like they were always so just melodically like cryptic, you know? It was
Oh
it
yeah.
was early on, early on.
That they're new. I've never been a massive like Deftones fan, but their newest album is one of the best albums of the year. It is insanely good.
It flows really, really well. It's a beautiful put together album and like, it's like they haven't lost a step. They're like and the one of the song Infinite Source, he's like last time, sharing the stage. Like it's like almost saying like, hey, we're like done. Like, you know what I mean? It's like interesting, but it's like, are they or are they not? Because in that lyrical content of the song, it's like, hey, like we're grateful for all y'all. Like we did it, but like, I hope they don't stop because they're keep getting better and better. It's like at their age,
Yeah.
there's no slowing down for them. It's like some bands, their albums as they age and stuff, their albums, they're kind
Hmm.
of living off their old stuff and their icons and like, but then the new stuff just doesn't resonate. It's still good, but it's not the same.
Right.
But that, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah,
Hmm.
they're killing it, and like I hope they stay around and make like another 5 albums.
Yeah. I mean, if they're having fun, they're loving it, then they should keep doing it.
Yeah, massive fan. Chino's definitely special. His writing and his.
Oh yeah. No one sounds like them. They are their own band. Like they're
Yeah,
special.
for real.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, you also brought you hinted on this as well a bit ago. You know, if I had known now, or like known then what I know now, well, here's your chance. So we got one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you do know now, that you wish you knew back when you were first starting your musical journey, what would that be?
So musical journey, like specifically in the music space or in life?
You know, go with whatever your heart tells you to go with, man.
All right. So what I learned, it's so important to move your body. When you're sitting stagnant and you're stressing and you're worried and anxiety is like crippling, the best thing you can do is move your body. The best thing you can do. You can't just sit in your head and your thoughts. Like one of the biggest things for me has been the gym. It's so
Hmm.
important. You don't got to go and become the most ripped or jacked or skinny person in the whole entire world. Like none of that matters. But what it does for your head,
Hmm.
your headspace of being there. Um, when you come out, you feel night and day better. So like that's like an outlet I use is, if I go every day, but like if I have anxiety or something stressing me out and I come out, I'm like, it's like refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air. So like fitness, going to the gym, I think it's really important. So, if you're not and you're feeling a certain type of way, just try it out. And people in the gym are really nice. I know people are scared. There's big buff guys and like people with perfect form and things like that. Like, don't be scared. Go in there, ask questions, and I mean, I know sometimes people have like social anxiety of just, talking to people and things like that. But like just being there, you're gonna meet people that are working on themselves and like people that are willing to help because they have that demeanor of like they're getting after it, they're trying to take care of themselves, they're not
Hmm.
like it's a safe place to be able to go and clear your head.
Totally.
So the gym is something that I've learned and put a lot of time, and it's helped me in so many ways.
Hell yeah, I agree. And I also agree with like that people they may look like,
But it's a safe
intimidating. they may look intimidating because, like
It's the
they
same thing. It's the same thing though. Like it's the same thing at like say concerts, right? Like some
hmm
people are freaking dressed up and you're like, "Oh my God, I don't even look anything like them." You know what I mean? Or like it's the same thing anywhere, you know?
hmm
You can't be you just you gotta just be you and
Yeah.
you'll find ways. Like it can be intimidating anywhere, you know? I go
Yeah.
to a country concert, I look like a freaking rock star, I'm like, but you're like some of the nicest people. They're like, hell yeah, brother, like the way you look, and you're
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Afraid I wasn't gonna fit in.
Yeah. I mean, well, like that's kind of what I was gonna say with like the gym and stuff is like you may be intimidated and stuff, but realistically, that more I would say it is way more rare to run into somebody that is not nice, at the gym. Most people are going to be very willing to like give you any kind of advice or to take a second to help you if you have a question. Like everybody started from nothing
And
there.
that's the thing with the fitness space. It's like even like the staff there or like the trainers and stuff. Like they're very passionate about it.
Hmm
They're very passionate about like fitness and like So I think if you can just get up and try it out or go, or if you have a question about like being in the gym, feel free to DM me and I can give you any advice that I can. But I like
Yeah.
it and it's helped me a lot.
Yeah. I think the gym's fun. I used to go pretty religiously and then I like injured my shoulder and I have not been back for a while now since then, but
I got an injured shoulder. I've never dealt with like injuries, and I got such a bad one right now.
yeah.
Like it's been bad for like 3 weeks. So I'm like, damn, man, I'm going too hard or I'm getting old or both.
Probably both. Probably both.
Probably both. Yeah.
All right. With that, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with our next segment. How's it going, everybody? It's Patrick with Unsigned Pop Punk, and we partnered with GFUEL. And let me tell you, there's no more pop punk drink on the market right now. I don't care what you used to drink at. GFUEL keeps you energized, focused, and hydrated. I just picked up my favorite flavor, Blue Ice. If you go to gfuel.com right now and use code UnsignedPopPunk, you're going to save 20% off your entire order. This tub I have is only $35.99. Now that may seem like a lot, but it's got 40 frickin' servings, which if you think about it in can form, is like 89 cents a can. And they're always dropping new flavors and collabs with some of your favorite animes, video games, and movies. Head over to gfuel.com and check it out for yourself. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. And once again, don't forget to use our code UnsignedPopPunk at checkout to save 20% off your whole order. And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the show. It's the food for thought segment. And if you're not hungry yet, you will probably be. Um, yeah. Yep. Yep. So knowing that you were from Chicago, I have a few Chicago based questions and not just like deep dish pizza, what about Chicago? No, we know. Everybody fucking knows, all right? Obviously the best is Giordano's, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've deep dived on a lot of stuff that, no one's really ever asked me about. So I have faith in your questions when it comes
Oh,
to food.
okay. Also, I was kidding about Giordano's. That is not the best if you're going to get Chicago deep dish. But, all right. So it has been a while since we've had a Chicago guest on. But this is the one thing that we have to ask because this is literally like one of the most polarizing questions you can apparently ask someone from Chicago, okay?
Yeah.
Ketchup on a hot dog, yes or no?
So like people are so like anti it. It's like the Chicago styled hot dog doesn't
Yeah.
have it. But like here's the thing, you put ketchup on cheeseburgers. So
hmm
like I'm not anti ketchup on a hot dog,
All right.
but I'm not eating a hot dog with just ketchup. It's got to have mustard with it. That's
Okay.
like the way I do it, but like I think it's just, because the Chicago dog doesn't have ketchup, so they
Oh yeah.
make it like, oh, you can't put ketchup on your hot dog. Well, you put ketchup on chicken nuggets, you put ketchup on burgers, like, You could put it on a hot dog, but the way I see, you gotta mix the mustard in there because it's like
All right.
sweet and it's sour, and then the hot dog's juicy as hell, and then the bun's soft, so it's like kind of a win-win.
Yeah. Being from Minnesota, I'm only like 8 hours away. Um, I mean, we will just put ketchup on a hot dog, and that is fine up here. But I am a person that likes things on things. So I enjoy ketchup and mustard. I also, if there was a perfect world where I would probably have ketchup, mustard, relish, and onions on mine if I had all of those things at my disposal.
Lot of flavors, very flavorful
Dude,
bite. Every bite tastes different a little bit.
yeah, and I
One of
love
those.
that. I love that. But I have had people like very passionate people that you get in a fight if you putting ketchup on that hot dog. Well, we won't fist fight.
I think people are just bored, man.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care what anyone did. I don't care what anyone puts like on their food. You could
yeah,
be I don't know. You can put any horseradish on a freaking pizza, like
good,
whatever works for you.
sure.
Like if you like it, you like it. I don't care. I might be like, seems interesting. You know what
Uh,
I mean? But like, whatever you like's what you like.
yeah, I I mean, I also agree. I think it's funny. I love a lot of these things. I love talking to people from New York and Jersey about pizza because they fight with each other. I think it's all funny because in Minnesota, we don't fucking have any of that shit, We
No,
have
you got you guys don't have that type. You know what I mean?
no,
It's
we
they
don't
got dollar
have.
slices on every corner in New York.
Yeah, like
It's
we are literally like
like
we might correct you on a casserole or a hot dish, but I I don't think anybody really cares either. We're so like Minnesota nice. We're just like, oh shy, sure, bud. Whatever you think. That's okay. Sure.
that's funny. Love it. Love it.
All right. Um, speaking of polarizing, right?
Yeah.
How do you drink your Malort?
With just a shot. The crazy thing is I wasn't introduced to Malort until about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was.
Now like
It exploded.
so like I never had it growing up. I never
Yeah.
had it like a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. I think when you first take it, you're like, oh, kind of gross because it has
Yeah.
that like but when you get used to it and you've done it enough, like it goes down smooth and it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's better than a vodka shot for sure. It's better than
Sure.
a tequila shot. Like those kind of burn and they're kind of like not a pleasant shot. Like it once you get over the first like second of the taste, like it goes down smooth. So I guess that's my view on Malort.
I was introduced to Malort about 5 years ago, and watching the gradual growth of the popularity of Malort, mostly based out of the fact that Malort is so awful, is like the way they promote themselves on social media is absolutely genius. It is so funny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think once, uh, there's niches and
Yeah,
things, and people kind of like, something that not everyone likes, and they like
yeah,
kind of claiming it. And all
yeah.
respect to, those, like, there's plenty of things that, to each their own, I've recently discovered, which is funny, like, growing up, like, we've seen the Nelk Boys just like doing dumb shit on YouTube, but like they were talking about their Happy Dad drinks. They're like, which is crazy. It's this like billion-dollar company,
Yeah.
but they have these Happy Dads in their what the hell? They're the grape ones. They're so freaking good.
Okay.
They're so good. It's damn Death Row Records grape. It's good.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like it, that they go down good, and it's like. I don't know. I like him because like I used to like drinking beers and stuff, but like you drink so many beers, you feel full.
Oh yeah.
You're like bloated. You know what I mean? You're
Hmm.
like you woke up feeling good, and you're like, damn, I feel more bloated. Those don't make me feel bloated, and no hangover, and they're pretty smooth. So drank a bunch of those in the sessions making liveware with the boys. We were ripping some of those. Like we have this specific song. It was like days into our recording. It's the last song that we did. It's called Mirror Mirror, and it's brutal. It's fucking heavy. It's like deathcore, hardcore, super fucking intense screaming. And I was like beat. My voice was like shot, and I was like, boys, and like we had my girlfriend there, and we had our friend Savannah. She helped out with some content, so I was like, hey, like I'm not feeling well. Like I need some pick me up. So that my girlfriend, her name's Maggie. She's like, all right, I'm gonna run and get some public pub subs and some Happy Dads. Slammed a bunch of Happy Dads, ate a pub sub, and just like me and the boys went in on the song. We even got them on the song where they
Oh
like,
yeah.
it was pretty cool. So yeah, that helped, But yeah, Happy Dads contributed to the last session of LimeWire for the song Mirror Mirror.
That's awesome. I've never had a happy dad. I'll have to try and check that out.
A
Um,
great one. I'm telling you. You'd be
Grape
like,
one.
all right, Rob, I see what you're saying.
So I also have I don't drink a lot, and the things I've drank over
Same.
the years are just
Same.
kind of this only the basic shit I've ever drank. Now, to the point to where I don't drink a lot, so where I just last weekend had Fireball for the first time. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, that's like
It's like kind of good.
it,
But
you know,
like you can't have too many of them because then it's like
yeah,
kind of good. Fireball's
I
like
thought
kind of good. But
it
I'm
was
with you.
pretty
Like
good.
when I was younger, I drank a lot more. Like I rarely drink. It's
Yeah.
like when.
Well, have you ever heard of like the energy drink, like the new like limited Alani Witch's Brew? It's like,
No. Sounds
okay,
crazy.
it's just it's uh, such a popular beverage. It's like sold out everywhere, right? So they made this 12 pack and it came with nine of these witches brews, which it tastes exactly like one of those caramel apple suckers.
Whoa,
It's
that's wild.
incredible. It's incredible.
I forgot about those. I haven't had one of
Dude,
those in freaking 20 years.
if you like energy drinks at all, like this, it
Oh yeah.
is absolutely incredible. Probably my favorite flavor beverage I've ever had. Um,
Wow.
but so in this 12 pack also came with three of their limited edition pumpkin like pumpkin spice cream energy drinks. Now, those are bad. And they're really weird. Like drinking a pumpkin spice energy drink was really weird. And so I had a couple and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this because I'm not going to drink this way. So I mixed it with Fireball,
Yo, and it was probably nuts.
dude. And then also I was like, how can I make this more bougie, right? And so I got myself like a nice little cup. I mixed it and then I put some pumpkin spice cold foam on top of it. That was dangerous, man. That
You
was just a
ready?
sweet treat.
That sounds good. You ready for a good one?
Yeah.
I was just in the grocery store, like, some months ago, and like you're getting like paper towels and like the booze is like over there. And went past and they had Bailey's, but they had churro Bailey's. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm buying that. I'm gonna try it one day. And then it like sat around for like, like a month because like don't drink that
Yeah.
much. And then I like pull it out, drank it. Amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Don't even taste like alcohol. It doesn't burn. It just tastes good. I was like, that
Wow.
would taste like I know Bailey's like big into like coffee and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like people, but I'm like, that would be so good and like an iced latte. That would be
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, that was a weird one. Churro Bailey's.
I also heard that they made an apple flavored. Fireball as well, which I was like, I haven't seen it or anything. I also, probably wouldn't look for it, but I heard that's also very good, and I was like, dang, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Normally, I'm just drinking like a can of hams or something.
Hams. Dude, I used to drink that in college.
Dude.
Those were like the cheap beers. I
Yeah,
went to
dude.
school in Indiana. Hams were like dude, you get like a 30
It's
rack for like
15
10
bucks.
bucks, dude,
Yeah.
dude. It was
Yeah.
10,
There's
12
still
bucks.
there's still 30 packs for 15 bucks. That's why I get it. It's awesome.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
I mean, it's dirt beer, but it's awesome. It's the best. I love it.
There's like an aesthetic about it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, why do people like Malort? Well, why do you like hams? It makes you feel good. It reminds you of like whatever, you know? Like
It's
if
good
I like
times.
Keystone Light, I drank a lot in college too. I haven't
Yeah,
had a Keystone since college.
dude.
But if like a bar had a Keystone, I'm probably gonna order it. But like, I'm like, my grandma used to drink old style. So like,
Okay.
sometimes there's like, specialness to like, things. Would I ever pick an old style? But if I seen old style, I'm like, one for my gram.
There you go.
That was my girl.
Summertime, I gotta try and get. I always try to get myself a good old, at least a 12 pack of Natter Days. That's that's the go.
Yeah, Natter days. Those are fun. Natter
Those
days
are
are
fun.
fun. Those are
Yeah.
real fun.
All right.
Quite tasty.
They are. All right. My next question. This is these next two are ones we ask
All right,
everybody. All
let's
right.
do it.
What is your Taco Bell order?
Oh, dude.
Taco Bell,
Taco
baby.
Bell's, dude. Big fan of that place,
Oh
man.
yeah, it's the
And here,
best.
uh I'll give you a little sneak peek stuff. So, all right, even though LimeWire is coming out, we have been working really, really hard on the next stuff, and we got a ton of songs, and they're sounding nuts. So right now we're in the tracking, you know,
Hmm.
like building out the production, right? Like turning the demos into like full production and stuff like that in our studio. So we're all in there kind of grinding away. And Taco Bell on the Taco Bell app, they have it's an app exclusive,
Hmm.
right? It's $20 flat.
Hmm.
Great price.
Yeah,
Two chicken quesadillas, four beef tacos, two crunch wraps, and two orders of chips and cheese for 20 bucks, dude.
that's not too bad.
20 bucks. So like that's the order like if I'm with people. But they have these new like steak melts that are really good. It's like
Ooh,
$3. You get two of those and good to go.
wow.
It's like 40 grams of protein, so like 80 grams of protein for 60 like $6.
Yeah.
W. Big W.
I've been rolling with the new Decades menu right now. Man, it's so good. They brought back
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've
The
seen
Cool
that.
Ranch Dorito, Doritos Loco Taco.
Oh
Great.
yeah. Oh yeah. Taco Bell, number one in my opinion when it comes to
Oh yeah,
fast food. They just like I don't
dude,
know, man. There's something about it, you know.
it's
It's just
special.
it's really special.
Yeah, I love Taco Bell. All
Same.
right, last question in our food for thought segment. If dying in designer was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
Mashed, baby. Mashed because I've been through it all.
There you go.
I don't got any shell anymore. That's why, a baked potato,
Yeah,
you can see a little bit in. My walls are torn down. You know what I mean? I'm full vulnerable. Like you get everything I feel, like it's all comes from a real place and like I'm not afraid to talk about it. So yeah, I'd be a mashed potato. Throw
hell
some
yeah,
butter on there. Throw some butter on there for some flavor, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Uh, because I like to, think, I'm a well dressed man.
I love it. It was a great answer. All right, that's the end of our food for thought segment. Now it's time for rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
Here it's easy. You're just going to speak from the heart, which you've
Easy.
been doing the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You're going to shoot from the hip. Whatever the first thing that comes to your mind Even if it's not one of the two options I present to you, you just speak your truth.
Okay, easy.
All right. Liquid Death or LaCroix?
LaCroix.
All right. Spotify or Apple Music?
Don't have Apple Music, so Spotify.
Yeah, everything yeah, I say this every
It's
time,
just
but
easy.
they got
You can see everything. You see the stats. Playlists are good.
and they got Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year. It's so good. I say it every
Oh yeah.
time, but it's the
Oh yeah.
best. It's so fun. South Park or Family Guy?
We were in South Park.
Yeah,
South Park.
yeah,
It's
for
funny.
sure.
It's a little vulgar and like kind of based, so that
It's
makes it fun.
it's
Family Guy's a
vul
little bit too,
yeah,
but it's just like I don't know. South Park just I fuck with South Park.
yeah. South Park is vulgar in all the best ways.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
MySpace or TikTok?
MySpace, dude.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this whole TikTok shit. I'm not even lying to you. Like it's like, God, my life. Let me just tell you about it. Like I'm just over it, man. Like I want it to be like it just want things to feel natural and appreciated. You know,
Get get ready with me.
it's so controversial. You know,
Yeah.
it's like all based on like people's story. It feels very narcissistic. Like look at me, and like I know I need the platform and like things like that,
Yeah.
but I just MySpace was way cooler, dude. Layouts and
Dude,
everything. Top eight.
a
You got to
thousand
pick. You
percent.
got to pick your song. Like people got to see who you are. Like that was like walking out of the house dressed. That was your MySpace. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is me.
Yeah.
So
It
MySpace,
was.
dude, they should bring that back. That'd be
Dude,
sick.
the thing
People would hop on the train if they did right now, dude.
I agree, and I think they would. And the thing is this I say this all the time. I say this pretty much every time, every episode. But like the reason MySpace was so great is because you didn't like now where you need fucking Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You need all of them. You don't. MySpace was all of them. MySpace was just all of them.
Oh, you could do it. You could do everything on that thing.
You didn't need Spotify. MySpace did that.
I know, dude. If only, dude. That would be fire. Yo, Tom, come out of wherever you are. Bring back
He's
the
he's a
iconic.
He's just a traveler and a photographer now. That's
Hey,
what he's doing.
living his true life. You
He's
know,
living the dream.
living it.
All right. Beanies or snapbacks?
Uh, I like beanies. I feel like beanies are pretty cool. I only wear them when it gets cold because like you look like a crazy person if you wear them in the summer.
Well, yeah, it's
Like
too fucking
I
hot.
already look. I look like a crazy person already. So like if I wear a beanie, like in 80-degree weather, people be like, "What's wrong with you?" But I like beanies. I like the way they feel, the
Yeah.
texture.
One of my best friends for the longest time used to do beanies in the summertime, and I was like, dude,
Yeah, like it's
come on, man,
you
don't be
can't wear
dumb.
them, but like when it's beanie season,
Yeah,
like it's lit. It's lit.
yeah. Darth Vader or Voldemort?
Duh, duh. Damn, we'll go Darth Vader. Why
Yeah,
not?
it's the right answer.
He was kind of gangster.
I would say so. I'd say.
He was kind of like gangster. He was fared.
All right. And this is the last one. Green Day or Blink 182?
I gotta go Blink, dude. Blink all day.
Yeah.
You know, Blink 182. Like they're just so impactful, and I've had the pleasure of spending time with Mark. So like Blink all day. You know,
That's cool, man.
they're icons. So gotta
Oh
go
yeah.
Blink. I like Green Day, but
I mean,
like
they're both icons, but you know, but Blink is
I did see this like interview though. Mark was talking about like how Green Day was bigger, and then like Blink 182 started getting bigger,
hmm
and then like Blink was opening for them, and then Green Day was opening for Blink, and he was like, it was a really weird feeling
hmm
because like they like, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I did see like one of the interviews about that. He was like, so
And I
pretty crazy.
well, and I read his book, and he talks about that and stuff. Or because pretty much he was talking about, he's like, yeah, and then we're on the Pop Disaster tour, and we're bouncing between, who is headlining and stuff, and then like it kind of like became an issue, and then because it was like Blink-182 was getting bigger than them, and then they wrote,
Yeah.
American Idiot, and
Yeah, it's
which
interesting, but
blew them up.
that's the cool thing I think with bands of like that space. It's like
Yeah,
there's this like healthy competition, and I'm
Hmm.
sure like they have good relationships or don't, who knows, but
Yeah.
like what they've done for the space of, rock music or pop punk and things like that. Like there's nothing wrong with some cool, awesome, healthy competition. I hope one
I
day
agree.
I can get to a point and we can bring someone on a tour and they get bigger and then we're like, oh shit, we got to get bigger, and it's
Yeah.
like, hell yeah. Like, and then when you look next to each other, you're like, damn, like whole time, like we
Hmm.
were just trying to like one up y'all,
Yeah.
one up ourselves. And now y'all, you're coming for a spot. Oh no, we're here together now. That's awesome. So I think they're
Absolutely.
probably equally the same size if you kind of think about it, but I actually don't know. They probably about are.
I would assume. I mean, they're both icons. Like, I think they. I mean,
They're both
I,
A-list celebrities, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Billy
I
and
th- I think like I think they're both incredible bands. I love both of them. They're two of my favorites. It's hard to pick between who I like more. But, that's with these questions we always like pit two against each other. Most of the time, you like both of the bands.
yeah, no,
Some
for sure.
so, but yeah, man, that's it. You did it. You finished the podcast. Now is your chance. Let everybody know. Get a little recap what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
Yes. So LimeWire, the album coming out 10/10. I really want you to dive into it, listen to it front to back because I know it's going to mean something to you because I worked really, really hard and so did the band. And spread it with anyone you can. If you like it, please share because we are doing this, fully indie and there's no backing. It's literally we believe in this and we're working really hard to get a message out for you guys so it can help you. And the goal is the more people that hear it, the more people we can help. So
Hmm.
if it helped you, please share it on your story, text your friends. I'm hoping that this album, LimeWire, you know what? No, we're not hoping. We're going to manifest that this album, LimeWire, is going to spread like a virus, a healthy virus, to help heal people that need it most.
Hell
So,
yeah, I love
LimeWire,
that.
10
LimeWire.
10, front to back, track 1 through 10. You need to listen to it. Thank me
Not
later.
you're man Rob right there. You're manifesting it because not only is it coming out on 10/10, it's a 10 out of 10 record.
That's it. But also, like uh, I'll break this down in another time, but like there's stuff with the universe and it's like new beginnings and stuff that's a really special date. Um, but yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 album and stuff's gonna happen. So you guys are gonna see get it while you're early.
Hell
But
yeah.
excited for it and can't wait. But thank you so much, Patrick. Really appreciate you having me on this. It's been fun. The question's been great, and I like that you kind of deep dived. You kind of pulled your Nardwar out a
I,
little bit. That was pretty cool to see. It wasn't just like, yeah. So tell me about this one. You're like, no, you were in this band and that band and did it. I'm like, okay, respect, salute, Nardwar.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. That's high praise.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, everybody, this has been another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. We'll see you all on Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.